Hey guys, this is Donnie with Standing Goats Rescue. I think most of you know that. It is Saturday morning. I hope the wind ain't too bad. I forgot the, this is the microphone Miss Judith sent. It's got a wind muff on it, so I'm hoping that the wind muff works. It's very windy. I'm at a spot I didn't even know was here. And it is an extension of the trailhead where I had all the activity on the last encounter that I read, Bigfoot in Alabama. As I was sitting here getting set up, I'm hearing strange noises from out here. And it's not thick. I don't know how big this area is, but we're going to take a walk out here. And I'm going to turn the camera around where you guys can see what's around me. And I just got a lot to share with you. It's been a very bizarre, very crazy last couple of days, and we've been hit pretty hard back to back. It's Saturday morning, somewhere around 9 o'clock right now, a.m. And I was able to get away for a little bit. I had to walk away from everything. I don't know if you guys can see the bags under my eyes. We haven't slept much. We've had a lot happen. We had a couple of emergencies with the goats. Stand by, let me get the camera turned around and we'll get going with this. Here we go. Alright guys, just had a truck pull up and stop. Turkey hunters. We got a nice big old gobbler turkey in the back of the truck. I guess it's turkey season now. I didn't know that. But I'm not hunting. I'm just looking. I'm going to show you guys the area. I guess that's the tree's dead. But I'll show you guys where we're at. There's the dirt road. I came in straight ahead right yonder. So I'm going to take a walk back here. And them guys that just stopped told me, be careful. I said, people out here hunting. He said, well, that too, but the lawman and the other man. I said, what other man? Police? And he said, no. And the fella with him started laughing. He said, that other man that lives out here. So I don't know what he's referring to. I guess there's probably a house out here somewhere. But this area is supposed to be several thousand acres. I'm just going to walk down this horse trail. I'm not going to get far off of it. I have no idea where it's at. I have not looked at a map of this area. I just seen a sign out by the highway. The highway's that way, a little over a mile from me. This is a dedicated trail, and there's a lot of deer tracks from this morning that crossed the fence right where I parked the car. So I'm gonna kind of jump all over the place. I hope the sound is coming in clear. I'm using that Cinco wireless microphone. And I love that thing. Oh, I already got a gnat in my mouth. Doggone it. Alright, where to start? The morning the storms come through, we had 2 severe thunderstorm warnings somewhere around 5:30 to 5:45. And while the news was giving us the details on what to expect and how to prepare for the thunderstorm warning, then a tornado warning came up, and they added that, and they give the area, and the area that they told us is our home. And so I ran out back, make sure all the babies, we had some new babies that were born earlier that morning, real early. And I've got a little bit of video footage of them. It's a little hard to see because it's at night. It was dark, it was at night. And I may include that, I may not, if I remember. But we just went out to make sure that they were in a dry spot and in a safe spot, nothing would fall on them. And everybody was accounted for and safe, and we got Littlefoot and Wiggles. We brought them inside and put them in their kennel. I came back inside the house and we got another tornado warning. So we had 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for our area and 2 confirmed tornadoes on the ground in our area. I ran back out, checked on everybody. The goats were kind of running around. They act a little wild when something happens, or if there's one of them big things on that north side of the property where they usually pop up. The goats would flip out, so I ran out there and the air was growling. It was just really, really strange. The trees in our yard and just on the other side of the north and south property fence were dead still. You could hear the treetops just whipping in the wind, but we were in a pocket of just dead calm. That was right after I posted. I threw a quick post up and showed you guys a picture of what the news was showing us on the warnings. It was just minutes after I posted that. And there was a growl, not from one of the big guys. This was in the air. And it was coming from south of us. And it was just it sounded like a boiling rumble, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It was just continuous and just absolutely strange, freaky strange. But I didn't hear the whistling that we did when the tornado actually hit us just recently. This is really pretty out here, but this is our 2 sinkhole loop, Wolf Pond, asphalt plant road. That must be the road I'm on. I guess we're gonna go this way. Let's go see. But anyhow, we did not receive any storm damage other than rain. We did get some water wash out, but not bad. Well, we had so much we had to get done that day. Went out, all the goats are good, got all the bowls, water troughs, everything cleaned and filled. And we ran to town. We got back and we've been trying to locate hay. Where we normally get hay, he's out, and the next cutting is not going to be here until May. And so we found a little feed store that had square bales. They had round bales coming, but the truck wasn't there yet. And the goats were completely out. And so we ran let me backtrack. I'm sorry. I'm a day off. Okay, we didn't do the hay the morning of the storms. That afternoon, about 2 o'clock, the afternoon of the storms, Beanbag, he's the male. He's solid white with some black patching on his knees, and it looks like he's got very heavy black mascara. And the bright blue eyes, the sky blue eyes, real wide horns. Well, Beanbag he just wasn't acting right. He wasn't himself. Something was off. And so a couple hours later, went to cleaning the feed bowls, and he's standing. When the goats are babies, the males, when they go to relieve themselves, urinate, they're not standing straight like they normally do. Their back legs are their back feet are sort of kicked out behind them a little bit. It appears that they take their legs and they scoot their legs back so that they don't get urine on their feet, is what it looks like they're doing. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I gotta get my trail marked. Oh, it's hard to operate with one hand. But anyway, he was showing the symptoms, the signs. He was acting as though he could not pee, could not urinate. And I got to watch him and checked him over, and that is exactly what was going on, which we assume was urinary calculi. Well, we went ahead and tried to give him a couple pieces of licorice to where, just to see if he would eat it. And he lipped it. He grabbed it, but he kind of just flopped it around in his mouth, and then he spit it out, and then he started stretching like he's trying to relieve himself. Well, we had to get the goats fed. They were going ballistic. And so we hurried up and we got them fed, and I went back around after everybody was eating. He would not eat, and that right there is a very heavy warning sign with a goat. If they're off feed, you need to get on it quick, because they go downhill so fast. Oh. Well, we called the vet and told him we got to get him in there. The vet was closing at 5:30. We got there about 5 minutes after 5, and they said, well, since we close at 5 now, it is an emergency call. They took him back, they checked him over, and he was in rare form and had to go in for surgery. So he spent the night at the vet. The surgery was a success. They have to cut a piece off of his reproductive tool, the external tool, if you understand what I'm getting at. There's children that watch this channel, and I don't want to use the wrong words, but I'm trying to describe it to you. At the end of their tool, there's a little worm-like thing that sticks out as an extension, an inch and a half long. It looks like a little old worm. The urethra passes through that, and what was going on is Beanbag had urinary calculi, and it's like kidney stones in us, in humans. And that extension on the end of his tool is called a pizzle. Well, they told us before they actually put him under. They said, we're gonna try to remove the pizzle to relieve We're hoping that the blockage is in the pizzle. If it is, he has a good chance of survival. If not, he's in trouble. Well, they snipped the pizzle off, and immediately the doctor said his urine just started spraying out. His bladder was so full, it was close to rupture. And they got it relieved. They put him on a heavy liquid IV drip and antibiotics, and they sent him home. We got him home. The following day, which was yesterday, we had to pick him up at 1:30 yesterday afternoon. While he was in the vet, before we picked him up, that's when I went and got hay. I picked up the hay, brought it back. The square bells, the round bells were not in yet. They were waiting on the truck. Well, we got square bells. We just got enough. The truck was coming yesterday, and so I hooked the little trailer up. We went up, threw 6 bells on it, brought it back just for a day feeding. And we got back home, put the hay out, and everybody's out on the hay having a fun time, enjoying themselves. Then we disconnect the trailer, we take off, we go when we pick up Beanbag. On the way home, we stop and wait for Rosie to get off the bus, and everything's good. She gets off, we come home. Beanbag is, he's back to himself, he's feeling good, he's getting around, and he went straight to the hay. Well, Kim called the feed store. The truck just arrived with the rolls, and so I hooked the trailer up and went back. And now this is, we live in, where we live at, we had to go through a couple of small towns to get up to Chipley, where we get our feed and where we're getting the hay. So it's a drive. It's an hour and a half, hour and 45-minute round trip. So I went up, grabbed 2 rolls. We got back home, and I go out back to check on Beanbag, and Malachi is not doing good. All the goats are out and about on the hay, just happy as they can be, and Malachi's in the little box house by himself all the way back against the corner, and he's shivering. You guys remember Splinter? I'll try to put a little clip of Malachi and Beanbag in here so you guys know who I'm referring to. Well, Malachi was a very sick baby. When we picked him up, the man who had him had liquid goat's milk he put in his deep freeze. Well, the power got cut to his shed where the freezer was. Everything thawed out. He threw away all of the meats, all of the food that he and his wife eat, but he refroze the milk, which was soured. And Malachi, as a baby, his mother would not have nothing to do with him, so this man had to bottle feed him. And instead of going to buy milk or trying to milk mama, he just thawed out that curdled milk. He said, I just get the lumps out of it and it'd be fine, it's just a goat. And that was his words. Well, that baby was sick. It took us almost a half a year to get him to where he could, that his feces would be solid. He was such a sick baby. At 2 years old, he was the same size and weight as a 6-month-old of the same species, which is Nubian. he's had a rough time. Malachi and Splinter, they're bonded. They slept together. They were together 24/7. And Malachi mourned pretty hard when we lost Splinter not too long ago. And well, he recovered from the morning, and he's in with all the goats. They're all together, and he's just a good, loving goat. There's no, he doesn't have a bad side at all. And we were not about to lose him, so we had to go back to the vet again. We called them and said, Malachi's going down, we can't have it. And so we got there at 8:30 last night, and we got home after 11 with him, and all the tests come back good. No parasites. He had some mites. He's not infested, but there were some mites, and they think maybe he's having an allergic reaction. They could not find a reasoning why his body temperature dropped, and he was shivering, the condition he was in, and off feed. So we got him home. He's doing good so far this morning. We got pain medication we've got to give Beanbag. This afternoon we got medication we have to give Malachi. We've got 2 injections, and he's a big goat. He's lost a lot of weight, but that was because of the morning that he was going through from Splinter passing. He dropped from 156 pounds to 128 as of last night's weigh-in. But anyhow, that was the way the days have been. The goats are good. It's just one of the things that we have to deal with. We could walk away from it and do nothing and just let them suffer, but that's not what we're going to do. We would never do that. And we just a couple of you guys that are listening to this know what was going on with Beanbag and Malachi, and to give you guys an idea of what they do, I'm on a really heavy deer track. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a deer trail. I've been following it down. They got the ground beat out right here, and they continue down this one. I'm going to end up walking over that way. I'm in a sinkhole of some sort. But what it is, the way the veterinarians get you down here. And guys, before I tell you, please understand that I'm not saying this is not a pity party thing. This is not me trying to trick you to donating any funds or contributing any funds. This is, this channel's about being honest to everyone, and I hope leading by example would help others that probably 95% of you watching this right now are truthful, God-fearing people. But there are the very rare few that aren't, that are lost. And we lead by example, and truth is the beginning of the good life, telling truth. And that's the only reason I'm sharing this with you, and I'm getting to a point with it. There's a reason I'm going to be telling you this. We don't share how much that we spend on these goats. It is ridiculous, the amount of money. But it's pieces of paper that are not worth the ink that's printed on them. But unfortunately, due to the system, we have to have it in order to survive. Free trade is gone. I'm hoping it comes back, but for now we're stuck in a Babylonian system. What they got us with Beanbag, because it was an emergency after hours, His bill was $534. And guys, I did not get a stimulus check yet. Kim got a stimulus check, but I did not. And checking on the website, it says it's not available. Information is not available at this time, or status not available. And the reasonings, they give 3 reasonings. I'm looking at there's a deer rub on this little scrub right here, and there's one over there I was looking at. The reasoning being is, 1, you're not qualified to get a return, the stimulus. The second reason, that's a pretty good buck. We've been working that over. May find a shed out here. There's another one right over here. He's working this bottom. The second reason is that they don't have enough information. And the third reason, hill right here. I was hoping I just seen movement. It was a deer. I just couldn't tell what kind, buck or doe. But there were 3 reasons. 1, I'm not qualified to get it. 2, they don't have enough information on me. Or I don't remember the third one. But anyhow, I did get the last stimulus and the first one. And so I should get it, but I don't understand why everybody that I know has gotten theirs. Kim and I do bank separately. And there's a reason for it. Has nothing to do with our marriage or anything of that sort. There's reasons for it that I'm not going to discuss on an open platform. Not because of you all, but there's other reason, and we'll just leave it at that. But anyhow, we don't have much. We don't have much at all, and it takes everything we have. Thank God I have credit cards. But Beanbag was $534. That we had to pay $130 yesterday afternoon when we picked him up. 10 o'clock last night, Malachi was $302 or $304 for Malachi's visit. So $840 in a day. I have exactly $7 in my checking account. And I've been working really hard to pay my credit cards down. We maxed everything out going through the adoption with Rosie, and it takes a very long time to get caught up once you get in debt like that. But that's what I'm getting to with that, by sharing how much that hit us for. We definitely got hit really hard, and it hurts when that much is taken from you. But if we didn't do it, then we would have lost the goats, and we're not. I'll give up everything before that happens. There's another deer rub. But what I'm getting to with that is, we've talked to so many people through the years that would have a dog, a cat, several had little pot-belly pigs, several people with goats, a couple of people with horses. People that have these animals, they're pets, they're part of their family. And you all that have pets understand that. We have a very intense love and a bonding to the animals that we care for. If we didn't, we certainly wouldn't be spending the money and the time that we do on them. Kim and I can't even take a vacation. We can't even go out on an overnight camping trip because of the animals. We're locked at home. But I'd rather be with the animals than I would go on any vacation. I love them. I'm getting a really bad feeling right here, but I'm going to push on until I get that feeling to turn. This is really getting creepy. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. All right, these people that have reached out to us that have got these animals and they're these pets, and something serious happens that the animal needs emergency care, or they just need to see a doctor, a veterinarian. Well, the veterinarians in our area, I don't know if it's nationwide, but definitely in the panhandle of Florida, they don't do it. They don't get into that field of work for the love of animals. They have a love of something, but it's not the animals. They do not cut you a break. You would think when you spend $9,000 in 3 months with a veterinarian that they would allow you to charge a $170 bill until you can get your check to pay it. They have never allowed us to do that. They did allow us one time. We had to write them a check and post date it for the day that my check came. And once they allowed that to happen. And they were calling 8 o'clock that morning to make sure that the money was there and telling us the repercussions if it wasn't. It was just insane. Which it was. We have no outstanding balance with them. Well, we're not the only people that they do that with. It's a lot of people. But we've been in there taking care of goats and had somebody come in, and the people at the office would know them by name. And now we know the owner of the veterinary that we use. We know the 4 veterinarians that work there. We know almost all of the employees. And it is none of them. These are people that have animals like we do. But these people come in, and several times we're right there at the counter waiting to check out, and they'll bring an animal in and tell them what they have, and the receptionist will say, do you want us to put it on your charge or on your bill? And it's offered to them. They don't offer it to people like us. We don't drive a $50,000 pickup truck. We're poor in the Babylon system, but we're very wealthy in the Christ system. And Babylon is against people like us. But anyhow, we're wanting to try to set up. I'm not sure how to do this yet. If any of you have an idea, please email me and share it with me. But I'm trying to figure out a way to set up that we could do a fund. Like what Mountain Girl Sasquatch, if you guys don't know, she is not only my sister on the channel, she's my sister in my personal life. Not biological, but through Christ. And I love her to death. She's very close to my family. And she called me to tell me she was setting up. She's like us. She struggles to get through each month, and she works her rear end off, literally. She is going nonstop. She cuts tons of firewood, and she helps so many people out. She's a wonderful person. And she set up a GoFundMe to help us because of the damage we got from the tornado, and it caused the domino effect, and we are in the hole almost worse than we've ever been. We'll get out of it. We always do. God's very good to us. but it's almost like it's a test of faith. And it just, spiritually, I'm beaten down pretty bad right now. But she set up a GoFundMe for us, and we're extremely thankful. It's active right now. I don't remember what the title is, but I got the link she shared with me, and I'll put the link in the description on here. And if you guys would like to help, I'd greatly appreciate it, but please do not feel that I'm pushing you to do that. I know I'm going to get a lot of emails asking for the link, and that's the reason I'm saying I will put it in the description. But I'm using that as an example. If we could set up something like that all of us, me and Kim included, all of us can chip in a few dollars, $5 or $10, and there's something over there, guys. I'm trying to see where I'm at. Right here, right up under that stuff right there. I've got a really creepy feeling, but I think it's coming from that way. I don't think it's coming from right there. That may be where the deer went. Sorry about the airplane. But we're wanting to set up an account that we can build up and not touch the money. It would not be for us. It would not be for... That money would solely be for people who cannot afford medical treatment for the animals that they love so much, and they keep getting turned away because they don't have the funds to have their animal cared for and fixed. And I talked to the vet about it yesterday when we dropped Beanbag off for his surgery, the day before yesterday. And I talked to them about it, and they're all for it. They're not sure how, and she's gonna check with the owner's wife and get back with us on Monday. If she does, I hope she does, to let me know how, if anybody's done that. But we want to make a way when people need help to get an animal the medical treatment they need, then they would take them to that veterinarian if we set the account up at that veterinarian clinic. But if we can set it up somewhere else, like the GoFund account, I'm not sure how that works. This is the first time I'm dealing with it. But we need an account that's not going to close down from no activity in a few months. We need an account that'll be open continuously. And when someone needs help to get an animal treated, then the veterinarian will contact us, and then we'll give the approval and whatever account number or whatever is required to get that person's animal, their pet, their loved animal cared for. But I want to set it up. The people that we can help, they are not going to be liable to pay that back. We're not going to accept any repayment or anything. We want to be able to cover these people's expenses and their animals. And if the people get to where they have extra money and they would like to donate toward that account, then it would be open, they could do that. But it's not, we're not going to require anybody to pay it back. I don't want to be part of Babylon. You know, we want to be on the outside, bringing in goodness and glory to God by helping others. And if you're requiring people to pay it back, you know, you're setting them in debt further, and that's not helping nobody. I just want to set it up where we can just give the money to the vet to have their animal cared for. And if that animal requires a special feed, then we can set it up to where we can either pay for that, what the animal needs. We can supply them enough, you know, give them a month supply of it, to where it would give them time to get on their feet and be able to start providing that specialty food for the animal on their own. but I think it would help a lot of people, especially around here. We've had so many reach out to us thinking that we were a nonprofit and that we would donate money, and we're not. We don't make anything from what we do. We don't get paid for it. Every little bit of extra I come up with goes to the goats. And it's just how it is. But it's what the Lord has led me to do. To protect these animals. And to care for them. That tree's still alive. Just got pushed over. I don't know when it got pushed over. But anyway, I wanted to get that out. That was the reason I was sharing how much it cost us to have 2 goats treated. $534 and $304, I believe, $305. It was just barely over $300, and that was in between 1:30 and 9:30, 10 o'clock. That was 2 payments we had to make for the goats. And that's crazy that they would charge that much. But the veterinarians in this area are not caring for the animals for the love of the animal. They're caring for it for, well, I'm sure you guys figured it out. This is a really creepy area right here. I mean, really, really creepy. I'm trying to get around. Over there is where that bush was, where I seen the movement. Right under this tree, right there. But I do have eyes on me right now. I got that feeling. So I'm not going to go straight to it. I'm going to go up this hill right here and go around. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little cleared area, a little bedding area right there. There's no pine straw. Everything's pushed away. It's just dirt. It's like a cave up under there. I'm gonna go around. Something's moving. I just don't want to walk up on a coyote. There's a trail right here too. And, please, you guys think about that. If you know a way that we could set up an account, if it sounds like a good idea to you guys. That is a bizarre, this dog track, but look how I don't know if you guys can tell how the toes are. They're almost spread out like a claw, or like a grapple. Oh, that's a big one right there. Right in front of my foot. Right in front of my toe right there. That's a really big track. Whenever it was, he went up the hill up there. I'm gonna go this way. That's a canine. I'm not following a canine. Maybe a very large coyote. Okay, something else I wanted to share with you. Yeah, I've got something watching me. Probably a deer or a coyote. I don't want to have to shoot nothing. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, I wish I could zoom this in. I don't think it's going to let me. Let me see if I got a zoom on here. Nope. I don't know if you guys can see up under there. It's like a cave. It's like a cavern right there. I'm trying not to shake. I'm holding the camera out on the camera pole. It moved. It's moving. Oh, guys, I'm gonna get up here. I don't know what that is. It's not a deer. It's almost like a charcoal. Oh, I hope it ain't a bear. I don't know if there's bears over here or not. Lord, please don't let that be a bear. I'm gonna get back some. I don't know. That's a pretty big, whatever it is, looks pretty big. There's dog tracks right there, coyote tracks. The wind's blowing really loud. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to hear that. There's something moving in there for certain. I can hear it. I can't see it no more. Okay, I'm going to do a wide circle. I don't want to go down there. Right there. Oh. I can't see it in the screen. Right here in this little hole. I don't know if you guys can zoom in. I'm going to hold it here for a second. To where maybe you can get a screenshot and zoom in on it. Or I don't know if you can zoom on your screen. There's something moving right there. It's really dark and kind of like a German Shepherd, the black and silvery color. That's probably a bear. The wind's blowing from it toward me, and there's no smell, there's no odor at all. And I think I gotta go back that way to get back to where the car is. I hope it's just an animal. I have the worst luck of running into the bizarre creatures often. I'm not fond of that at all. I'm going to go up a little higher just so I'm not too close to it. I don't know what it is, and it's kind of creepy. I'll get up on this ridge. Oh, I think. Okay. That feels better. Yeah, this is like a sinkhole. This area is full of sinkholes all over Florida. I'm going to watch where I'm going. I'm going to continue this way. I'm going to go around the rim of this sinkhole. And I'm going to keep the camera pointed down in there. I can't watch where I'm filming and watch where I'm stepping at the same time. So I'm going to try to hold it steady and talk. I hope the wind's not messing this up. I got the windscreen on the microphone. What else? Something else I was wanting to get to you. Oh, okay. Guys, our sister from the channel, 5 Hazel, she's got some stuff going on with her health right now. She was actually in the hospital few days ago, and we've had everything jumped up on us at once, and I hadn't had time to get a video up, but you guys please pray for her. 5 Hazel is part of us. She's one of us. part of this family. And I'd like to ask that you guys pray and ask the Father to come into her physical body and remove whatever's ailing her. Get it out. The majority of our sicknesses that we deal with and disease, the majority of that is caused from unclean spirits. And if you're doing anything that is even remotely close to doing what the Lord's called you to do, you're going to be attacked. This is a pretty big sinkhole. We've got them all over, but what you look for, this one's not active no more, but they can always wake up. Oh, I didn't notice these trees blown over. Look at them, 1, 2, 3, they're all three are bent. That one's broke the opposite direction. But all the trees growing in there, they're all standing straight up. When a sinkhole's active, if it's moved at all, the trees will start moving because the ground's being pulled down into the underground rivers. There's flowing water under the ground, and the cracks through the limestone rock, they form a vacuum. In that vacuum, it slowly sucks the sand out from under the ground. And then there's a big void, a big air pocket, and then it eventually collapses. And it will swallow several homes, city blocks, when they do that. This one hasn't moved in a long time. All the trees are perfectly vertical, with the exception of like these right here that are laying down, and it's broke. There's another broke one and another leaning one there. I had another one I wanted to share with you also. My sister Lynn, she's from part of our channel. She's got a lot of stuff going on. I don't fully understand it, but Holy Spirit had put a lot in me on that, and I don't quite get it. What was put in my spirit and what I received in the physical, so to speak, does not line up. So she's got some stuff going on. I'm not sure what's happening there. But please pray for our sister Lynn. Whatever's going on with her, just pray that God will send angels of protection and the Holy Spirit over there to wrap her in that armor of light and surround her with truth and cleansing to keep her safe from any and all attacks, spiritual and physical. A lot of things have happened recently, and what I received, I believe it was last night or night before, I don't remember. I'm so tired, but here very recently was the glass is stained. Don't look through the glass, because what we're seeing is not what's there. It's not the truth. There's a lot of fog and a lot of deception going on in the world because of the time that we're in. We're in Revelation, and I know you guys are well aware of that. But there's other There's just really crazy stuff that's happening, and it's all due to what's coming to the surface now. We're in a very, very strange time. Just keep your face on the Lord. Seek Him out. Stay focused. Stay strong. Wise man told me very recently, take your shoes off, put your feet down on the soil, and get planted. Get rooted. Stand strong. Get them roots dug down deep. Those things that are coming against us, they may snap us off at the ground. They may break us off our roots. But a strong root will sprout, a new sprout, and will regrow. It will not be destroyed. And those are wise words from my brother Pappy.